Yo, what is up everybody? It's Peace-I. Welcome to another video. Next part of the Baby Owner's Manual. Let's get into it. Now, we left off at the conclusion of Chapter 5. So we'll start off with Chapter 6 now. Growth and Development. I believe we are 45 days old today. Time flies. All right, tracking the baby's motor and sensory applications. All models develop differently. Following, you will find a general guide detailing what many models accomplish by the age of 1 month, a crucial time in the baby's life. If your model has not reached these milestones by the first month, she most likely will shortly. Watch for lack of development. See page 164. Visual sensors. Sight. By the end of the first month, the baby should have the visual ability to see objects up to 12 inches away. The baby should also be able to track objects from side to side. The baby will prefer to look at faces instead of objects. Most models prefer black and white objects more than colored objects. These default preferences cannot be altered by the user. These settings will naturally change as the baby matures. Hello. Hello, buddy. Okay. Auditory sensors. Hearing. By the end of her first month, the baby should have fully matured hearing. She should recognize sounds and turn toward sound in response to familiar voices. Users wishing to enhance their baby's auditory sensors can assist by playing music, talking, or singing. These activities quicken the baby's programmed rate of development. All right, and then here's a diagram showing the motor and sensory applications. What does that mean? Oh my gosh, he looks just like me when I was a baby. Yes, yes, yes. All right, buddy. Page 160, we are flying through this. All right, propulsion apparatus, movement. By the end of the first month, all models should recognize that they have arms, legs, hands, and feet. The baby should be able to clench her hands into fists and bring them to her mouth. She will have some but not full head and neck strength. Although the baby can begin to hold her head up, she will still need external support. Users wishing to enhance the baby's propulsion apparatus should try laying the baby on her belly. This will develop head and neck strength. Playing with the baby's arms and legs will help her realize they are a part of her. Aww. Olfactory sensors. Smell. By the end of the first month, the baby's olfactory sensors will recognize her mother's scent and the scent of the milk. Users wishing to enhance the baby's olfactory sensors should not wear perfume or cologne or use scented soaps during the baby's first few months of life. The use of such products will interfere with her ability to recognize the user's scent. Expert tip. Users should not be concerned if the baby has not reached these milestones by the end of her first month. Every model develops at a different rate. However, you should contact the baby service provider if a baby does not respond to loud sounds, does not move her arms and legs often, or does not track objects or blink when a bright light shines in her eyes. Okay, perfect. Mwah. Testing the baby's reflexes. The baby comes pre-installed at birth with multiple reflexes to ensure survival and to accelerate adaptation to the environment. A reflex is an involuntary action resulting from the direct transmission of a stimulus to a muscle. Perform a simple diagnostic test of the baby's pre-installed reflexes as outlined below. I think we just heard one of his reflexes, the sucking reflex. This reflex helps the baby secure food in the form of milk or formula during the first few weeks of life. It usually evolves into purposeful and deliberate sucking by the end of the first month. Step 1, put a finger, pacifier, or nipple into the baby's mouth. Step 2, the baby should pinch the object, the roof of his mouth, and his tongue. He will also move his tongue back and forth across the object, creating suction. You doing okay, buddy? Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hey, buddy. Yes. Okay. I heard you smack your lips and I wasn't sure if you were hungry or not. Rooting reflex. This reflex helps the baby find food. It should evolve into a purposeful turn toward a breast or bottle within the first 4 months. Number 1, cradle the baby and stroke his cheek. The baby should turn in the direction of the stimulus, his mouth port open and ready to accept food. Number 2, repeat on the baby's other cheek. Moro reflex. This reflex causes the baby to throw out his arms and legs and retract these limbs towards his chest. It is triggered by loud noises and or sudden movements. This reflex expires within 4 to 6 months. I'm 34 and I still have that reflex. Number 1, lay the baby on his back when he is calm but not asleep. Sneeze or cough suddenly. Number 2, the baby should immediately react, flinging out his arms and legs and retracting them. I always think that's so cute when that happens, and now I know what it's called. M-O-R-O, Moro reflex. Caution, do not make exceptionally loud, frightening noises to test the Moro reflex. Simply monitor the baby's behavior. If a sneeze or cough does not elicit a response, a barking dog, a knock at the door, a raised voice, or another loud sound might. All right, next up. Palmar and plantar grasp reflexes. These are tactile reflexes that prompt the baby to grip with his fingers, palmar grasp, or curl his toes, plantar grasp. The former evolves to purposefully reaching within 6 months. The latter fades after 1 year. We don't have fingers for toes anymore. Number 1, stroke your finger across the baby's open palm. The baby should close or attempt to close his fingers around yours. Number 2, stroke your fingers across the baby's foot. The baby should curl or attempt to curl his toes. Number 3, repeat with the other hand and foot. Stepping reflex. Yo, we're getting to the broken reflexes, huh? This reflex causes the baby to step down on his own feet, on 2 feet, regardless of whether his legs can support him. Users will have to lend support. Most models will even advance towards the user. The stepping reflex will expire after a few months and will be replaced by purposeful standing and walking at about 1 year. Number 1, grip the baby under his armpits, facing you. Use your fingers to keep his head from falling backward. Number 2, sit in a chair and lift the baby into a standing position. Place his feet flat on your thighs. Number 3, the baby should press down on his feet as if holding his own weight. Yeah, and he'll even start to take some steps towards you, which is really cool. Tonic neck reflex. This reflex assists the baby in coordinating head and arm movement. It usually expires by the baby's 6th month. Number 1, lay the baby on his back. Number 2, gently turn the baby's head to the right. Number 3, the baby's right arm should extend out from his side. His left arm may bend toward his head. Huh! I don't know if I've noticed that. Number 4, turn the baby's head to the left. His left arm should extend while his right arm bends up. I wonder if that works while he's sitting. He bent this arm. All right, let's push his head this way. Nah, I don't know. You probably have to really concentrate on doing it. That's really cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Hello. All right. Defensive reflexes. These reflexes enable the baby to defend himself against real and imaginary attackers. Defensive reflexes will not expire until the baby has more precise motor control. Number 1, lay the baby on his back. Number 2, hold a toy 12 inches, 30 centimeters above his head and slowly move it directly toward his face. Number 3, the baby should turn his head to one side or the other. Huh. Wow, that is so cool. He does it. He moves his head away from my hand when it goes too close to his face. That's so cool. I didn't notice that, or that was called something. That's called the defensive reflex. I highly recommend getting a baby. They're amazing. All right. First year milestones. As the baby matures, she will begin to achieve various milestones. But because babies vary from model to model, not every baby will reach specific milestones by specific times. The milestones listed on the following pages are based on the average among different models. Do not be alarmed if the baby you received does not match these set averages. There is always a range of performance, and deviations from average do not reflect favorably or unfavorably on the baby's abilities. Note that each milestone is independent of others. Some models are early walkers but late talkers. If you have a genuine concern about the baby's development, contact the baby service provider. Third month development milestones. By the end of the third month, most models will recognize the sight and voice of their users, smile in response to seeing or hearing their users. I cannot wait. He already is starting to do that. Become interested in more complicated visual patterns. Become interested in strangers' faces. Develop more head control. Sleep in longer blocks of time. Develop more advanced coordination. What's going on, buddy? You good? What was that noise? You want to switch arms? Come here. Sleep in longer blocks of time, develop more advanced coordination, tend to reach toward or grab objects more often. Warning signs. If any of these statements apply to your model after the first 90 days, it is recommended that you contact the baby service provider. The baby crosses her eyes. The baby has trouble tracking objects with her eyes. The baby does not respond to loud sounds or the user's voice. The baby does not use or try to use her hands. The baby has trouble supporting her head. 6th month development milestones. By the end of the 6th month, most models will be able to focus on small objects. What's going on, bro? What are you doing? Most models will be able to focus on small objects, look toward a source of a sound, repeat and babble simple sounds made by the user, eat less often, and practice eating solid foods. Play alone for long periods of time without crying. What's going on, man? What's going on? All right, buddy. I'm going to finish this page and we'll be good, okay? Gnaw on objects frequently. Move more independently and learn to roll over and sit up with some help. Begin examining the world with their hands. All right, warning signs for 6 months. Warning signs. If any of these statements applies to your model after the first 6 months, it is recommended that you contact the baby service provider. The baby does not babble back to the user. The baby does not grasp objects and bring them to her mouth. The baby still appears to have active Moro and tonic neck reflexes. See pages 162 and 163. You want to talk to me now? What's going on, man? Bye-bye. Did you just burp? I guess you just had to burp, right? All right. We're almost done, buddy. We're almost done. Nine-month development milestones. By the end of the 9th month, most models will look for toys that have moved out of sight. Oh, cool. Become upset when you say goodbye and leave. Uh-oh. Try to imitate your words by babbling. Move more independently, learning to crawl and or pull up. Begin to manipulate and understand how objects work. Warning signs. If any of these statements apply to your model after the first 9 months, it is recommended that you contact the baby service provider. The baby drags one side of her body when crawling. The baby does not babble in response to complex tones. 12th month development milestones. By the end of the 12th month, Most models will look for and find objects as you name them. No way. Oh my gosh. Just after a year? I cannot wait. Come find you when you call from another room. What? Say words with some clarity other than mama and dada. Respond when you say no. Move much more independently than ever, learning to walk and climb. Point toward places they want to go. Warning signs. If any of these statements applies to your model after the first 12 months, it is recommended that you contact the baby service provider. The baby does not articulate any sounds. The baby does not imitate any of your gestures. The baby cannot stand with help. Okay, and then we'll pick up with determining the baby's percentile. This is the weight chart that we're tracking with the doctor. Pretty cool. So yeah, there's one in here actually, and then I think we have a few more pages left until we finish chapter 6 actually. Oh yeah. Chapter 6 goes on for like up to 100. Yeah, so we still got like 12 pages left for the next part. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. This one was a little shorter, but he's getting a little fussy, and I don't want to read too much more. I had a busy day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more. Bye, guys.